Hi everyone, this is Mona Austin. I am your friendly Potomac neighbor just around the Beltway over in Virginia. And weekly I will be bringing you commentary and review on the Real Housewives of Potomac. First, let me just say, the ladies had me sniffing my lavender. How dare they, such women of class and grandeur, go to a restaurant just to pick a fight? Well, let's start by talking about the antics of Giselle and Robin. First off, Giselle in the previous season came across as a real housewife of Potomac who really was trying to make sure all the ladies got along, that she wanted to just be open and honest. I got the same feeling from Karen. This time around, Giselle is coming off as a classroom bully. She basically egged Robin on to go confront Ashley. Now, everyone in the group has been treating Ashley like she's just a little girl because she's the youngest of the group, and she's having a hard time managing the restaurant inspired by Australian cuisine that is owned by her husband. So they go to this restaurant, which they all seem to want to support. And for the first time this season, Ashley has a full house. It was really exciting to see that for her. Looks like they're doing well. But Robin was offered a seat, Robin and Giselle, and Robin immediately says, "No, I don't want to sit. I just want you to stay out of my business." And she leans into her like a common thug. Ladies, such behavior is so uncomely. I think I need to take a sniff of my lavender right now. It just raised my brow and raised my pressure. I could not believe that Robin was acting like that. And then contrast that scene to a later scene where she is simply trying to get a schedule together for her live-in ex-husband, and he talks down to her as if he would rather be anywhere else in the world than there with her. And she says nothing. She cooperates. I wonder where all her courage comes when she's talking to Ashley and where it goes when she's talking to Juan. I feel so sorry for Robin. She's trying her hardest to keep up appearances for the show. And it's finally coming to a head. Later in the episode, her friend Cherisse invited her out to meet her shrink. Now, I'm using the term shrink because for some people, that term has a negative connotation. Well, just the whole idea of being a counselor, shrink, or whatever it is, does not sit well with Robin. She was invited to come meet the doctor because Cherisse is trying to get her comfortable with the idea of having someone to talk to, because of course Cherisse knows what it's like to be in a bad relationship. Robin goes, she sits down, she talks to him, and says she didn't like the connotation and that's why she didn't want to get help. But she's convinced that she and her husband do need support. Now, this intervention was not for Juan, it was for Robin. But somehow, her heart is glued to a man who would rather bounce like the basketball he plays out of her life. How do I know this? One moment. Oh, just the thought of how brutal he is toward her just, raises my brow and my pressure. I am back now. Thank you, Cyrus. Ladies and gentlemen, that was one of my favorites, Cyrus Chestnut. So I am back. Now, Robin, dear heart, you are so worth the time and attention of a man who loves you. But we find out in this episode that Juan would rather be anywhere else than in your life and sharing a space with you. When he left you in that kitchen, the mic was still hot. He was talking to a producer, and he said he would just rather take his kids and not be with you. He would rather be with someone else. It's painful, I know, but I don't understand why you're keeping up appearances for a show. Robin's situation, her attitude toward Ashley, let me back up for you and let you know that the reason why she came on so strong to Ashley is because prior to this episode, Ashley revealed that Juan was cheating on her, and she did it in a group setting. So Robin rightfully did not appreciate Ashley's input. However, it was not a good look for Robin to come off like a bully and a thug, especially when she doesn't stand up to the man who treats her like she's nothing. So that was the most compelling part of the storyline in terms of drama. Now let's get to some serious business. This time we're going to talk about a person who we see a different side of, and that's Karen, a very welcome side. Karen is a part of the CRAVE organization, which is an empowerment organization for victims of sexual abuse, whether they are men or women. She spoke at this event that they were having to expose and raise awareness about those victims. And the person who spoke before her was CNN's Don Lemon. Don explained how he was molested as a child. Now, as you may know, Don is a gay male, and it was very candid, his story. And then Karen came forth, and she was candid as well. She talked about being attacked when she was in college, and she'd never told anyone except for her parents. So the housewives did not know the story. And I want to commend her because this is a very important message. It's an organization that now we all know about. And so if you are experiencing abuse or have experienced it and want support, there is an organization out there for you. And thanks to Karen Hugler for exposing it on the Housewives. It's called CRAVE, C-R-A-V-E, and they are based in the DC area. If you need some help, I suggest that you look that up. So hats off to Karen. Now, when they were at this event, she did invite the ladies. There was a skirmish again between Monique and Giselle. Ashley was the adult in the room in the situation. She spoke to everyone. She spoke to Giselle and Robin when she first came. Robin spoke, but Giselle was not so polite. She did not speak. On their way out, it seemed that Ashley wanted to get into a conversation with Cherisse. She'd also butt heads with Cherisse by trying to get too deep into her business. And my advice for Ashley would be that though you know these women, they are not willing to open up their hearts to you, to quite let you all the way in. So I would, even though you clearly care, I would back off some because they have a prerogative to share exactly the amount of their lives that they want to with you. So respect that. I think that you should be able to respect it because you're going through some hardship in your marriage. And I think that Giselle needs to have more respect as well because everyone knows about her failed marriage to Jamal Bryant. So I think this group needs a little bit more sisterhood and sensitivity overall. And I would just love it, ladies, if we could have tea one day and sit down and just talk about how we could all be better. But until then, I want to just suggest to all of you that when you're on these shows, this data, this content, is going to be out there forever and a day. So I would think about my behavior at all times. Giselle, that message is especially for you. Monique wanted Giselle's number. She had to think about it. And on her way out, she exaggerated the way Monique asked for the number. For some reason, Giselle is highly bothered by Monique. It's been going on all season, and it's tired. I think Giselle is probably, in my estimation, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. But her attitude is getting uglier by the episode. So I hope whatever the issue is, she squashes it. She wasn't so receptive because Karen did tell her that Monique called her a trick. Monique was prepared, per the advice of her pastor, to apologize for saying it. That's why she wanted the number. But because Giselle didn't cooperate, she said, you know what, I don't have to have your number. I don't know if they're ever going to resolve their squabble. But that was a second part that was very interesting this episode. And here's the endearing part that I want to end with. Cherisse had not disclosed to her daughter, Sklar, that she was officially divorcing her father. They're in a shop where Cherisse is looking for a journal, and she decides to share with Sklar that it's nearing the end of her relationship with her father. Sklar is so mature. She told her mom, you know, Mom, she took it very well. He's not really here. And it reminds me of kids who are military children and their parents travel a lot and they don't spend a whole lot of time with them. That's how she responded. She said, you know, he's not here a whole lot, so having to adjust won't be so difficult for me. But I could tell in her eyes that she knew it was going to be a difficult adjustment for her mother. And Cherisse said, you know, Sklar, I'm going to need you. She leans on her daughter. They have such a close relationship. They're beautiful. They look like twins. They have a beautiful relationship together. I just wanted to end with that because I think it's important for mothers and daughters to be close. But I also think that when it comes to matters of the heart, I don't think we should put our children in the position to express their emotions in front of the camera. So she did a great job expressing herself. She's clearly strong and mature, but I would have left that for a conversation at home. Now, this is my first full review on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and I can tell you that I almost have a bird's eye view of Potomac from where I am. And maybe one day, Monique will invite me over to help her decorate that beautiful home she just bought. Or I can go out for coffee or tea with Karen. Those are the two ladies who I am enjoying right now, but I enjoy all of them ultimately and what they are showing the world about Potomac. This is a beautiful area, and I want to tell you that I am enjoying the season thus far. Just want to see a little bit more sisterhood. So that is my review and commentary of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Bye now.